Happy summer, everyone. We're about a week into it. Hope your summer is going great. Hopefully it's warm wherever you are. Mine's been a little bit chilly, so we just need to ramp up the heat, but hopefully everyone is enjoying it. During this week, we are celebrating Dog Days this summer with a contest, live events, giveaways. We'd like to thank our sponsor, GHR Travel Nursing, for being the sponsor of all these fun festivities. So thank you so much. If you register on the gypsynurse.com for our contests and live giveaways, you'll be entered to win a GHR stress ball. So I'll give more details on that. But to participate in our Dog Days of Summer costume party contest, all you need to do is submit a picture of your dog dressed up either by emailing the gypsynurse.com, emailing marketing at the gypsynurse.com, going to our fan page or network group announcement tab and submitting their picture there, or by uploading a photo onto Instagram or Twitter and using the hashtag. I'm going to show you exactly how to learn more about our Dog Days of Summer. So if you just come to the gypsynurse.com, click on the Learn More tab here. And once you get here, you're going to see the costume party contest details. So everything that you need to know. First place is going to get a $100 Amazon gift card. Second place is going to get a Sorry I'm Late, I Saw a Dog travel mug and $25 Starbucks gift card. And so is that third place. And then all entries. So if you submit a picture from the three places that I told you of your dog dressed up, you will get a GHR Travel Nurse stress ball bone while supplies last. And then you can also view yesterday or Tuesday's live events. And then today's, if you're watching later, we have some resources on some traveling with dog tips and more about GHR. And then if you come here, you can register to sign up about, different details going on with the event and future events. And you'll be entered to win a $50 Amazon gift card. So be sure to register for that. And then also, if you comment, ask questions on this session, you will be entered in for that $50 Amazon gift card, and you will get a GHR dog bone stress ball. So while supplies last. So moving on to the live events, today we have Sara and Cooper. So let me bring them up. We're going to ask them some questions. Hello. My favorite kind of guests. Dogs and their people. Well, Sara, how long have you and Cooper been traveling together?
We've been traveling for about 3 years. I didn't take him on one assignment, New Orleans, but so we weren't together for 8 weeks of 3 years. So that's about.
Who does he normally stay with if you don't normally take him?
My mom back in Florida.
Nice. So how did you and Cooper become together or get together? What's your guys' story?
So as any great story starts, I broke up with my long-term boyfriend in nursing school, and he would never let me get a dog. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a dog. And so I went to PetSmart in my hometown, and I saw him there, and he was already 2, so he's 8 currently. And I got him, and I just don't know how I ever didn't have a dog. I had one when I was a child, but it wasn't like my dog. So this is my first actual dog. So I love him. And yeah.
It's different when you're like, ooh, I love you so, so, so much. Because I had a dog when I was younger too, but it's just so much different when it's like your dog, especially if you didn't get, you couldn't have one for so long or felt like you couldn't have one. So yeah, great.
Yeah, it was definitely like my mom and my Nana's dog. My aunt actually used to breed dogs when I was younger, and she gave all of us, like all the family, like a dog. It was all Bichon Frises, so big small fluffy white dogs.
Yeah.
So that was like my dog when I was in like 2nd grade until college, and then I got Cooper 5 years ago.
Nice. So what is it like to travel with Cooper? Does he have like a big personality? Does he like the traveling? What's it like?
He's actually really good in cars. I don't know how. He's not like a dog that likes to stick his head out the window. He definitely travels really well. And I would say he gets used to it. And he has my personality, so he always wants to meet new people. But yeah, he's really good about it for the most part. When he sees the car, he knows he's supposed to go in.
Good.
He usually, I will admit though, he usually probably has like one accident every time we move to a new place just because he's like anxious a little bit. But other than that, he's usually pretty good.
That makes sense. What would you say is the best part of traveling with him? What makes it great?
I'm never lonely. Which it really, like a lot of people, like their main thing about traveling is they feel like they're going to be alone, or with my dog, I don't feel alone at all. I try to take as of lately, especially since COVID happened, I've definitely become more codependent on my dog than I probably was the other years I've had him.
Mm-hmm.
Take him everywhere with me. We have some great photos at like the Grand Canyon, like at the beaches and stuff. Cooper's like seen a lot of stuff, and he's a pretty well-behaved dog too. He doesn't bark. He does pull at his leash, but for the most part, he's like the best little companion buddy. I always have someone to hang out with, and I think it's really fun.
What part do you, or like, what do you think is his favorite part about traveling? Like, and maybe like, what's his favorite, like, where do you think his favorite location has been where he's like, you think he'd want to live forever?
Oh.
I just sprung that one on you.
I don't know. Like, the only place I could think is when we lived in San Francisco. I mean, I didn't like San Francisco, but he liked it because every chance I got, since we were in lockdown, I would try to go hiking, or I would try to go to the beach. So me and him did a lot of outdoor activities then. And that's when I taught him to be off the leash. So he like really liked that.
Aww.
Yeah.
Does he like to do like that hiking a lot, or just like go out to, I know on your Instagram, I see you guys like go to restaurants and stuff like that. So is he more of like activity, or would he just rather like leisurely hang out with?
It's a little bit of both. He just likes to be included, which is definitely a feature of me too. He has FOMO. So he wants to be there all the time. And then when he's there, he's like, but when we hike, he'll always be in front. And even when he's like tired, he'll like, if you get in front of him, he'll keep on going.
Oh, okay.
But he definitely does like to go to restaurants because I sometimes feed him table straps. He's a very bougie dog. A little bit of both.
I think that's perfectly fine. He deserves it. What has been, I know we talked about some of the good stuff. What's been some of the biggest challenges that you guys have faced with traveling?
Probably finding housing. I always tell people if they have a dog that it will cut your housing. Come here, Boop. It will cut your housing in half because a lot of people don't want to deal with the dog. Like if you go on like one of those websites that everyone goes to, like it cuts everything in half once you put a dog. And then I had a roommate experience in San Francisco where like my landlord disciplined Cooper, and then Cooper got scared of him. Cooper peed on him.
Oh no.
So that was like kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Cooper had to be in a diaper for the rest of the time that we lived in San Francisco, so maybe he wouldn't want to go back. But we'd live in a different housing. But yeah, he that was probably the most difficult experience I had, just because Cooper was scared of my landlord, and our landlord lived with us. So that was probably it. But then also the housing. But I think he's worth it.
Oh, I'm sure. And, those are like, I kind of want to say like people that allow dogs are kind of like, they're good people. They're dog people than if you're a dog person.
I always, and don't be afraid sometimes to ask people, even if they say they don't. Like in DC when I got housing, couldn't find anything. So I reached out to people on Airbnb and I was like, hey, like, I know you don't say you allow a dog, but if I gave you an extra fee, like, would you consider it? And some people like nibbled and said, yeah, they would.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So what are, I know you're always traveling and you probably don't want to take many things, but what are some of your favorite products that you like to get for him while you're traveling?
So I always have like a portable water bottle thing for him. So when we go hiking, he gets water because sometimes I've made the mistake of not bringing like a good bowl for him, and he looks like he's like dying. And my dog's fine; he's fine.
Yeah,
he's being over dramatic. So I always bring that, and then I stopped actually packing as many toys. I used to when I first started traveling. I had a giant bag of toys, and I realized he only paid with 3 of them. So I just picked the toys that he actually uses, and I take those with me, and then I try to have like a nice bag for everything to be contained. You meant like for like when I move from place to place, or did you mean like little day trips?
whichever, whatever you like, whatever you think, other people would, if they need to get on Amazon or go check it out. If there's anything that you really like, this is a lifesaver, or
those water things, which I have the canteen. It looks like a cantina, and it straps, and then it pops open, and you can pour the water into there.
oh,
I
nice.
have that in the car, but they have like little smaller ones that are just like water bottles
Mm-hmm.
that you can pour, and it has like a reservoir for them to drink out of. Those are really, really helpful. I think everyone that has a dog should have one of those because it's hard to carry a bowl.
Yeah.
When I take them to the park, I always bring a bowl. But if we do like hikes and stuff, we do the other stuff. Oh, and then just for fashion, I always have a bunch of different bandanas. Cooper has his Rugrats one on today.
Aw.
That's what he's been wearing lately, but he has like some accessories.
That's cute.
So
they gotta look good.
yeah. Oh, and then a brush, and of course you need like shampoo and stuff. But I try not to bring too many things for him.
Gotcha. Now I know he's kind of got longer hair. What do you do about like a groomer? Do you get him groomed? Do you do it yourself?
I actually do it myself. He's pretty like wild and like lets me just cut his hair. And I actually kind of like doing it. When I used to have like a razor, like like a men's razor, I used to do that, especially in the summer. But it's only hard when the place I live in doesn't have a tub. Like bigger cities have like in San Francisco, they actually had dog washing stations.
Oh, that's
like in like Petco or something like that. Those are really handy if you have a dog. Most major cities have those because not every apartment has a tub. Some have showers. My hotel has a shower, but it has it has a removable shower head, so that means I can still wash him.
That's good.
Yeah.
So when you're at work, what does he normally do?
So when he was younger, I was able to just leave him in the house because I used to work night shift. And the vet said on night shift, I don't need a walker because he'll be asleep anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I work both shifts now. But I use Rover for my dog walks. I usually, since I work a 7 to 7, a 7 to 7, I usually have someone walk him at 3. And then from just on the days that I work. And it's usually like, well, the walkers set their own prices. So like between 20 or like 18 to 25 bucks. But I actually found a girl at work, one of the like receptionists, and I asked her if I just asked if someone does dog walking because especially with the pandemic, a lot of people are like looking for extra money.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, which I really like because she has my room key, and it was working out where I was basically like giving my room key to like 3 different people, and it made me a little anxious.
Yeah.
I would always say like ask people, hey, do you know someone that does dog walking? Hey, like people have kids and stuff that want extra money, so that's always a good one. But I started with Rover, and the reason I like Rover, there's another service called WAG. WAG is good if you need a last minute walk because they randomly they randomly pick a walker for you that's just available in your area at the time. You actually have to talk to them, So you like build like an actual person. So it's kind of whatever your need is. If you need like a walker last minute, WAG's better. If you're establishing like, hey, I need a walk these 3 days of the week because this is when I work, I would say that's better. Or just ask someone at work. That's what's working for me.
That's good. And then for Rover, can you do you get to like interview the people that you're, so that's nice too.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll ask you if you want to do like a meet and greet beforehand.
Oh, that's nice.
Or if you want to do a video call. Usually they'll do one of those things with you.
That's good. Well, what would you say to someone that is interested in traveling with their pet, but they're really unsure? What would be your go-getter, go-do-it advice?
I would say definitely do it, mostly because, especially on your first assignment, it's a little hard and you'll get lonely and sad, and especially if it's like your dog, not like your parents' dog.
Mm-hmm.
You'll miss them like crazy. But you also have to realize it's a sacrifice of money, definitely. You'll have to pay more for housing. You'll have to pay for a dog walker if you don't have like a partner with you. But I can't imagine not traveling with my dog. Like my biggest regret was that I didn't find a place in New Orleans I could bring my dog. Like I wish my dog has been with me on all my assignments because I come home and I ask him how his day is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The best part. Because I always have someone to come home to, and then we just have fun adventures together. But if you don't, like, if you're not willing to sacrifice, like, the money and the time, then I don't say you do it. But if you're already a dog owner, I feel like you probably already have that, like, emotional connection to your dog that I don't think it would bother.
Yeah, and probably you used to spending money because having it can be expensive sometimes. So, usually having that additional, you don't really notice it too much.
Yeah, that's the biggest like hinder. I think sometimes I was like, oh, if I didn't have Cooper with me, I could have found cheaper housing. But at the same time, like if I wasn't travel nursing, I'd still be spending the money to go on vacation and having a dog sitter anyway. So
yeah,
I don't really see the difference. That's the main thing is you just have to realize once you click pets allowed on the filter, like half of them are going to drop. So
gotcha.
It's a bit of a more of a struggle.
All right. Well, if anyone has any questions, put it in the comments. You can put it in later. I can pass it along to Sara. You can follow her and Cooper's adventures on Instagram. She has her handle right there, but it's Nurse Who Travels. They go and do a lot of fun, cute stuff.
Yeah. I think I want to take him to a baseball game. I know that they allow dogs sometimes. I need to figure out the day that they do that. I've heard that's like a thing. But if not, I think we're gonna go to one of the beaches, the dog beaches tomorrow is what we're gonna do.
That'll be fun.
Water, but again, he just wants to be included, so he'll come with.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I think everyone should bring. Oh, I was just reading what that lady said. Yeah, your dog's definitely your child. Sometimes I ask, I go, can I bring my dog?
I know I want to take mine everywhere too, and then I'm like, well, what am I gonna? I got 2 of them, so I just want to get a front and back backpack just to carry them everywhere.
Oh yeah, my advice definitely would be that like, if you're gonna have a pet as a travel nurse, have one. I feel like because I think about I told you earlier about getting Cooper a cat, like a kitten or something, and then I just think about how it's already hard finding housing. Period, and then a dog on top of it. But having like 2 pets is usually very difficult, especially if they're like bigger dogs. It would be very difficult to do that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, Cooper really liked he liked Reno because we went outside a lot, and then he likes it here. So we went to Martha's Vineyard in Cape Cod. We've been going there a lot because that's like where the nice beaches are here in Massachusetts because that's where I am right now. And they're so dog friendly. I've never been anywhere where dogs are just allowed to go in all the shops.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he really, that whole area is like very dog friendly, which I'm not very used to. So he would go in all the shops and then want to leave. But I'm like, I got to try on clothes. And he'd like try to get out of the dressing room. And I was like, you can't get out of the dressing room yet. I need to finish. I need to finish changing.
It's like having a toddler. Yeah.
I think about that constantly when I had him. And I tried to try on a shirt, but like this time I have like a leash on him and I had to put my foot down and I'm trying to get on a shirt. Yeah, it's definitely like having a child, except like he doesn't talk back.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was gonna say, if your dog has like a certain like good quality, like my dog doesn't bark. So like in my Airbnb profile, I wrote about how I travel with my dog and my dog doesn't bark. And I was like, weird, I know. And when I had asked someone in DC if I could live there and I'd pay extra for a dog, they said one of the only reasons they considered it is I wrote in my bio that my dog doesn't bark.
Oh, he never barks?
He maybe barks. He growls sometimes at other dogs, but he like never barks. I don't know why. It's probably because he was a rescue and who knows why. But he doesn't bark at all unless he actually hears something and then usually when he does bark, I'm like mildly worried.
Yeah. He won't shout for nothing, I'm sure.
He doesn't. It's because he hears something, but
yeah,
he usually doesn't bark at all, which is really nice quality.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Favorite having dogs on, and yourself.
Oh, thank you. It's good seeing you again.
Yes, thank you.
Oops. Did you have fun? I think he's ready for one of his 100 naps he has a day. So.
Yeah, I'm sure. I wish we could all take naps like dogs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.